everybody! I'm here today to tell you about 5 practical tips for pulling an all-nighter. This will be a simple tutorial for staying awake all night. In my younger days, I pulled many all-nighters, and when I was a new father, with each of my children, I pulled many all-nighters as well. I don't recommend doing it on a regular basis, but you know what? Sometimes it's got to be done. 8 hours of sleep is recommended, but I've accomplished many things during my all-nighters. So like I said, if you want to do it and you think you're up for it, these are the tips for you. Okay, tip number 1 is get a good night's sleep the night before. If you can, try to get a good night's sleep the previous night. This way you start fresh. If you get a bad night's sleep the night before, you're gonna start off tired already, and that's gonna probably cause you to want to fall asleep. Tip number 2, get up and move often. So what you want to do is make sure that you're getting up and moving. If you're sitting there all night, you're probably going to fall asleep or want to fall asleep and get drowsy. So what you need to do is get up and move as often as you can. Doesn't mean every 30 seconds, but I would say every 15 minutes, at least stretch, and then every hour, you want to get up and move. If you're doing something where you're actually moving all the time, then that's a benefit. But if you're doing something sitting, whether it's some sort of office work or studying for a test, then you want to get up and move as often as you can. It'll keep the blood flowing. It'll keep you awake. Tip number 3, have a coffee and use your discretion if you feel okay having a coffee. I'm not telling you to drink coffee because you might drink coffee, you might not drink coffee, you might react differently to coffee, it might really cause you to get hyper. So if you regularly drink coffee and you're not at a level of caffeine intake for the day, you know, to be over your limit, then consider having, you know, maybe a caffeinated beverage. What I did when I was pulling all-nighters back in the day is I would not drink coffee during the day, so I wouldn't have any caffeine during the day, and then around the evening time at about 6 o'clock, I'd usually have a coffee, and that would fuel me through the night. Okay, so use your discretion. Like I said, you have to judge yourself whether or not it's okay, safe, and healthy for you to have a coffee. But if you feel okay with it, then you know what? There's different kinds of coffee and pop and teas that you can drink that are caffeinated that will give you a little energy boost throughout the night. So like I said, use your discretion. You know, you've been warned. Use your own discretion. We'll leave it at that. Tip number 4 is set many time goals. Now, I would set goals that, you know, I want to work or I want to study. Back in the day when I was studying for an exam, I want to study for 45 minutes. So I'd study for 45 minutes and then I would actually go back and, sorry about that, there's a plow beside me and it's really coming close to my truck. It's making me pretty nervous. So I would study for 45 minutes and then I would go and stretch, and then I'd set a new goal, study for another 45 minutes, and I'd go and stretch. I would set mini goals with certain timelines. So you want to set timelines, whether it's work for an hour and then take a 5-minute break, or work for 15 minutes and take a 30-second break. Doesn't matter, but set mini goals, okay, that regarding the time that you're working. And sorry about that, like I said, there's a plow right beside me going back and forth. It was maybe 6 inches from my truck, so I was getting a little bit nervous there. Number 5, last tip for pulling an all-nighter is stay excited or stimulated. You want to make sure that whatever you're doing is exciting, okay? Make it exciting. If you're studying for a test and you're bored, well then guess what? Think about getting a good mark on the test. Think about graduating and getting the job that you love and having the life that you've always dreamed of. So you want to try and get excited, whether it's about the thing that you're doing or whether it's about what it's going to lead to. Sometimes I pull all-nighters or I stay up really, really late to like 4 or 5 in the morning working on videos, right? And when I do that, the videos excite me. But back in the day when I was studying for an exam, the content that I was studying didn't excite me, but the thought of what it would lead to excited me. So stay excited. That's the 5th and probably the most useful tip. That's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.